Hey, welcome to DJKIT TV. My name's Chris from Focusrite and Novation, UK product specialist. In this little video we're going to just have a quick run through on the range of audio interfaces. We've got a number of different Scarlett audio interfaces here, iTrack Solo, the Forte as well, and also we'll have a quick look at the Focusrite Sapphire range as well. Now the interface, I think, is really one of the most important aspects of any type of computer-based recording setup. So if you want to make your own music, really one of the key things that you need to consider is an audio interface. The audio interface is really designed to get high quality sound into and out of your computer. You know, if you're working on a laptop, for example, or even an Apple MacBook Pro, you've only really got that small 3.5 millimeter connection to plug your speakers into, or to plug any other sort of audio signal that you want to go into the computer. So that's where these particular sort of boxes come in really handy. And Focusrite are very well known for our audio interfaces. You know, we make a wide range of different models, and we've got a good selection of them here. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of go through each one just to say what the key important points are and help you hopefully choose which is the right sort of interface for you to use. So Focusrite have two very strong ranges of audio interfaces. We have our Scarlett range and we have our Sapphire range. This particular interface is the Scarlett 2i2. It's a very easy and basic interface to use. We basically have two inputs on the front here. These are what we call combination inputs. So we can either plug a 3-pin microphone connection or XLR connection in here, or we can also plug a 3/4 inch jack plug into the center as well. Across all of the Scarlett range, you'll see that we have a gain control. This is how much level is being passed through into the computer. And around the outside of the gain control there, we have what we call our halo. Now the halo will light up with and indicate what sort of signal it is that you're recording. So for example, if you have a green signal, that means it's a really good signal being recorded, but if it goes red, that means it's distorting and it's going to sound pretty nasty for your actual recording. Some other interesting things that we've got on the front, and again these are this covers across the whole of the Scarlett range. We have this little switch which says line or instrument, and this is really useful if I want to plug in, for example, a CDJ into my audio interface. That puts out a line level signal. So if I move the switch over to line, the interface knows what type of signal is going to be passed through and on into the computer. But say I want to plug in an electric guitar directly into the interface. That's an instrument, so basically I'll switch that over to instrument. This then becomes what we call a high impedance input, and that will be the appropriate kind of level for actually being able to record your electric or bass guitar directly in without having to plug through an amplifier. Another switch that we have here is, it says 48V. This is for phantom power. So if we're using what's called a condenser microphone, some microphones require phantom power. So we can just switch this on and deliver that power directly to the microphone. Here we've got monitor volume control to control the main output for the speakers, and a headphone output with its own dedicated output as well. If I spin this one round, you can see it's really straightforward. We just have two outputs and a USB connection which will connect directly into your PC or Mac computer. So that's the Scarlett 2i2. This is the entry level, if you like, from the range of Scarlett interfaces. Now the next one is exceptionally good if, for example, you're wanting to be a digital DJ and use your computer not only for recording but also playing live. This is the Scarlett 2i4. And if we look at the front panel, again we have our same two microphone preamp inputs with jack sockets on the front as well. We have our line and instrument switch there as well. Volume control for the headphone and for the main speakers. But we can just see here, next to the headphone output, a connection, a little switch I should say, that says 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. This relates to the outputs on the Scarlett 2i4. If I just show you this top section here, we can see the actual outputs. Here are main outputs, but we've also got RCA phono outputs for outputs 1 and 2, 3 and 4. The Scarlett 2i4 is a perfect interface if you're going to work with a DJ mixer, for example, because now we can use outputs 1 and 2 to maybe be deck A, outputs 3 and 4 to be deck B. This means I can use a traditional DJ mixer alongside the Scarlett 2i4 and make use of the high quality audio output from the Scarlett 2i4 directly into the DJ mixer. And again, if I find the front panel here, if I'm, for example, working on programs like Tractor or Virtual DJ or some DJing software like that, I can also set up my own Q bus directly in the software, switch this over to outputs 3 and 4, make sure my Q bus is outputting on outputs 3 and 4, and I have my own dedicated headphone Q mix coming through from the audio interface. So the Scarlett 2i4 is the perfect type of interface if you're looking to record, because we have our inputs there as well, but also if you're looking at playing live with your laptop computer. We can use either a either a DJ mixer, or we can use the software settings to create our own Q mix. Moving on from the 2i4, we have a number of different models, including, for example, this one here, the 18i8. And again, this is the same sort of interface as the 2i2 and 2i4, but in this instance now we have 4 microphone preamps on the front, and we have a further 4 line inputs on the back. This means that on this box directly we can record 8 separate channels of audio at one time, 4 from microphones and 4 from line inputs. In addition, I can also add a further set of 8 microphone preamps to the Scarlett 18i8, and in total we can achieve an input count of 18 inputs. We also have here 2 separate headphone outputs, and this allows me to create 2 separate headphone submixes and send them independently to each of these headphone outputs. So for example, if I'm recording with musicians and perhaps I'm doing a vocal take, as a vocalist, perhaps I don't want too much on the drums and the bass side, but might need a little bit of keys and a bit of guitar. I can create this submix in my software and send that particular mix out of this headphone socket. Perhaps I'm recording the vocalist and also the guitarist at the same time, and the guitarist might want a completely separate mix for his headphones. So again, we can set up the appropriate submix within the DAW software and send the guitarist's headphone mix directly here. So the 18i8 is a fantastic audio interface if you're looking at being able to record multiple channels of audio at one time. After the 18i8 we have this one here. This is the 18i20, and this is the flagship of the Scarlett range, and as you can see it's a single unit rack size. And on here we now have 8 microphone preamps. 2 are on the front, and then on the back of the box as well we can see we have a further 6 microphone inputs. Again, these can double up as line inputs as well. Next to that we've got 10 outputs available to us directly on the 18i20, and we can see here the 2 optical connections, which again would allow me to plug a second device into the 18i20 and deliver up to 18 channels of audio input and potentially up to 20 channels of audio output. If you're working on a system like this, it's really good to know about the Focusrite Octa-Pre. The Focusrite Octa-Pre is an additional set of 8 microphone preamps that you can use with an optical cable and plug directly into your 18i20 or 18i8 to deliver that extra channel count. Now the other thing that I'd like to mention is the Scarlett Studio bundle. In this box we have the Scarlett 2i2, which we saw earlier, but also we have a large diaphragm condenser microphone and a set of reference studio headphones. The large diaphragm condenser microphone is perfect for capturing all types of acoustic sound, whether it's an acoustic guitar, vocals, violin, trumpet, or whatever it is you want to record. The CM25 microphone is perfect for that. The headphones also deliver reference headphone mixes for you, so they're not adding extra colour to the sound. What you hear is what you've recorded, and this is very, very useful when we're actually making mixing decisions with our tracks. So you can see that the Scarlett Studio bundle with the 2i2 interface, studio reference headphones and large diaphragm condenser microphone give you the all-in-one solution for being able to record and make tracks directly into your computer. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have a number of different ranges of audio interfaces, and I have a couple more examples here. This is the iTrack Solo. Now, the iTrack Solo is essentially a single microphone input and a single instrument input. And on the back of the iTrack Solo, we can just about see here that we have our phono RCA line outputs. Now, the iTrack Solo is perfect to connect to your PC or your Mac computer, but in addition there is in the box a little cable called the device link cable, and that will connect directly to your iPad. So if you're looking to create music and make music directly on the iPad, the iTrack Solo gives you Focusrite high quality microphone preamps and audio conversion from analog to the digital realm, but in a nice easy to use format that can be plugged directly into your iPad. The iTrack Solo is also available in a bundle similar to the Scarlett Studio with the same type of microphone and reference studio headphones. Now we'll have a quick look at the Forte, and the Forte is our premium quality audio interface. This again connects to your computer via USB. It's very happy connecting to a PC computer or to a Mac computer. And on the Focusrite Forte we can have 2 inputs and 4 outputs. A little similar, if you like, to the Scarlett 2i4, but this time we have Focusrite's premium quality microphone preamps built in. So the Focusrite Forte really does deliver pristine quality audio and uprated dynamic range with the analog to digital conversion. On the back of the Forte you can see we've got our outputs built into the unit, but the inputs are available on a breakout cable. This means that when I'm recording I can have my microphones and instruments plugged into the input connection, and when I've finished my recording I can quite happily unplug the breakout cable, take the interface away with me, and my outputs are built in. This makes it a very convenient system to work with. You'll see as well that on the Focusrite Forte we have an absolutely beautiful OLED screen. We have a really high resolution knob on the top panel as well, and this can be used to control volume, input levels, and also used to control your music software as well. For example, we can use the encoder here to act as a scrub wheel in our DAW software. So the Forte is our premium audio interface, USB audio interface. Finally, I want to just have a very quick talk about the Sapphire range of audio interfaces, and here we have the Sapphire Pro 24. Now the Sapphire range, unlike the Scarlett's, connect to your computer via a FireWire connection. But alongside that, they will also allow you to plug directly into a Thunderbolt connection if you have one. If you have the Apple FireWire to Thunderbolt adapter, you can just simply plug the Focusrite FireWire audio interface into here and then plug into your Thunderbolt connection on the computer, and the Focusrite Sapphire will work in exactly the same way as if it was plugged into a dedicated FireWire port. And we also have a range of different Sapphire audio interfaces where you'll be able to find further details on these on the DJKIT.com website. So there we have a nice look at all the different sort of Focusrite audio interfaces that we have here. If you'd like any further information on these, please do visit the DJKIT website where you'll be able to find out further information on them. Okay, thanks very much indeed for watching.